InDesign interactive navigation buttons for ePubs. Now, if you want navigation buttons in your interactive ePub, there are several ways you can create them. In this demo, I'm going to have a multi-page document open with parent pages so we can see how they help save us time. So to start off, select a parent page. Make sure you're in the parent page, not in the regular pages. And to start off, I'm going to create my own button. That's going to be the first method we're going to look at. So I'm going to draw a shape for my navigation buttons. Whoops. Oh, don't want that tool. Here we go. Just draw a simple triangle for my navigation button. Give it a fill. Then I'm going to duplicate it and flip it so that I have a partner navigation button. Edit, copy, paste. Now, one thing you'll have to think about is if you want to have navigation buttons on each page or just on the sides of a spread. I'm going to choose to do them on the sides of a spread. Transform, rotate 180 degrees, then use the guide, zoom out and use the guidelines to align it with its partner. So there they are at the bottom of my spread. Then I select one, go over to the Buttons and Forms panel, and select Convert to Button, and give it a name. And then I'm going to want to add an action, which is going to be go to next page. Then I'm going to repeat the process with the other button, select, convert to button, name, and then add an action, and that action I'm going to choose go to previous page. So now I've got a page forward and page backwards button. They are in my interactivity layer. Gonna double check that they're nice and aligned by using the guides and that they're in that red interactive layer. So I have all my interactives grouped together in one layer. Notice at this point you start to have a lot of panels, so you may have to do some reorganizing to get the panels the way you like. Now I'm going to click out of the parent pages and click into my document and see that because I put them on the parent pages, those buttons are now on every page of my spread. But I don't want one on the front cover, so I'm going to select that first page, which is the front cover. And in the Pages panel options, say that I want no parent applied or none. So now I just have the nav buttons on my interior pages and not on my front cover. And I can do that same process with the back cover, give it no parent or a different parent. Now to see if this is working, open up the ePub Interactivity Preview panel. Find the page that you're looking for, and what's going on? These are all grayed out. Okay, whenever something doesn't work, close it out and try it again. Click the page, window, interactive, ePub interactivity preview. There's the buttons, but nothing happens when I click them. But notice that my cursor does turn from an arrow to a glove. So there's something there, it's just not working. Stay tuned and I'll show you the workaround. Now here's another way to add buttons that's really quick and easy. And I'm going to do this in my child pages, not my parent pages. So go over to that Buttons and Forms panel, open up the options with the hamburger, and then choose Sample Buttons and Forms. That is going to bring up another little floating panel of Sample Buttons and Forms. Scroll through here, find a button that you like the look of, and you just grab it and drag it into your page. When it places, it will automatically appear as a button in your Button and Forms panel, and it will automatically have a action associated with it. So make sure it's the action you want, and give it a name if you want, and then just go grab another one to put on the other side of the page. This is if you're using arrows. If your buttons are going to look exactly the same, you can just keep dragging the same button onto the page. So let's try that interactivity preview again. Not making me happy. Again, refresh it. Okay, so now there's my buttons, and they are active, right? My cursor changes, but it's not moving the pages. Okay, so there's some limits to the interactivity preview. So what your workaround is to go to File, Export, Export as an ePub, save it, name it, and save it to your computer. And then that's going to save a file with the .epub extension as opposed to a .indd InDesign document. And when you click on it, it should open up whatever e-reader software you have on your computer. I have Apple Books on mine, so when I launch the file, it's going to open Apple Books as my ePub reader. It may open the document directly, or you might get a library window like this. If it doesn't open immediately, click on the thumbnail in your library. All right, and there we go. I'm now in my ePub reader. Notice that my ePub reader has some functions built into it. It has navigation arrows that are invisible until you hover over them. It also has a page number. So there's the page number there, and there is a navigation button. So I can move the pages and I can navigate through those buttons. But maybe you don't want to use the ones that are built into your reader. Maybe the reader you're using doesn't have them, or maybe you don't like that they're styled to disappear like that. So that's why we've got these buttons we've created, and we can see now that when I click on the buttons, it is advancing the page. So those interactive arrows do work. It's just a limitation of the preview panel that I couldn't see them. Now the one I want to take me back isn't working exactly, so I might have to do some edit some of the actions on here, but we can see that they do work. So if you have problems with the ePub interactivity preview, a good thing to do, and it's a good thing to do in general, is just periodically export your ePub and see how it looks and see how things are working. You'll find that a lot of times this makes you aware of things that you want to tweak or fix or change.